I really discovered the cemetery after my parents split up and I started living at Grandad's. It was one of those old cemeteries you've got owls and foxes in. Wobbler said it was spooky and sometimes went home from school the long way. But I was disappointed it wasn't spookier. Well, once you sort of put out of your mind what it was, once you forgot about all the skeletons underground grinning away in the dark, it was quite friendly. Birds sang. All the traffic sounded a long way off. It was peaceful.
Hey, Johnny, it's Halloween next week. There's going to be a party in the playground. You have to go something horrible, so don't bother to find a disguise.
Thanks.
My gran says all this Halloween stuff is tampering with your occult.
Probably it is.
She says all witches are abroad on Halloween.
What, like Florida and places?
Suppose so.
Makes sense, I suppose. They probably get special out-of-season bargains being old ladies.
With a bit of luck, we're going to have final approval to start excavating the graves next week.
Oh, I hope you're right, Mr. Bowler. People can get a bit difficult about these things. They start lying down in front of your bulldozers and making trouble and digging up graves.
Well, don't want to worry about that. Life's for the living, I'm afraid. Anyway, these people have been lying down for years. What do you think they're going to do? Hold a protest march?
My dad says this is all going to be built on. He said that the council sold it to some big company for 5p because it's costing so much to keep it going.
What? All of it?
Yeah, he said it was going to be offices or something. My dad said it was a scandal.
I bet the people here wouldn't be very happy about it. If they knew. I bet he'd be pretty angry for a start.
Here, you mustn't. It's wrong to try and talk to Dad.
Don't see why.
Because it's doubling with the occult.
Yes.
What happened? What happened?
Didn't you see him?
I didn't see anything.
You must have.
I didn't.
A man came out of the grave.
What? No, I don't believe you. You're just trying to wind me up. I'm not hanging around here practicing being satanic. I'm going.
Hooligan.
It's not the dead that's worrying me. People can get a bit tricky about this sort of thing.
Won't. Trust me, they've got other things to think about. Anyway, this town's got to learn to be open to new ideas. Fallon, trust me.
I thought, supposing I didn't just check. Supposing I just walked away. Then I'd never know if it was real.
Sit down. What do you want?
Are you dead?
See what it says up there? 1906 it says. I understand it was a very good funeral. I didn't attend myself, of course. Well, of course I did, but I wasn't in any position to observe events. The vicar gave a very moving sermon, I believe. What is it that you were wanting?
What does pro bono publico mean?
For the public good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Was that all?
Yes.
Oh, well, I didn't think it would be important. I haven't had a visitor since 1923. And then they got the wrong name. They weren't even relatives. They were American.
Jonas, Big Mac, you lot.
What's up?
It's Johnny. He's gone mental.
What is it this time?
Down the graveyard. He said he saw the graves opening. Typical Johnny. Remember when he said he'd found the lost city of the Incas behind Tesco?
Yeah, and what about the time he said he saw the Loch Ness Monster in his goldfish pond?
Hey, you're no good at dancing, are you?
Well, I used to be quite good at the waltz.
Well, no. I meant sort of like this. Sort of with your feet.
Oh, that's grand.
And... you have to say, ow!
I should think anybody would if they were dancing like that.
No, I mean like, ow!
Ow.
You were certainly acting like he'd seen something.
What, like a ghost or a zombie?
No, you've got to have a body to be a zombie. You're not really dead. Just get fed this secret voodoo mixture of fish and roots.
Fish and roots?
Yes. And then you turn into a zombie.
Bet it's a real adventure going down to the Chippy and voodoo country.
But look, I don't see how you can be dead and walking and talking at the same time.
Oh, it's probably all because of relativity. I think I've got this now.
What were you saying about relativity?
Well, Einstein explains that very well.
What? Albert Einstein?
Who?
He was a famous scientist. He invented the speed of light and things.
Did he? No, I'm talking about Solomon Einstein. He was a famous taxidermist in Cable Street. Stuffing dead animals, you know. Well, he invented a machine for making glass eyes, but he was also a very keen thinker.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I think I'm getting the hang of this.
I'll see you again, perhaps.
Oh, yeah, call any time, any time. Always in, always in. That's one thing you do learn when you're dead. Ow!
It's disgusting what the council are doing.
But the cemetery costs so much to keep up. No one visits any of the graves now, except old Mrs. Tachyon. She's mad.
Not visiting the graves has nothing to do with it, girl. Anyway, there's history in there.
There's Alderman Thomas Bowler.
Never heard of him. I was referring to William Stickers.
Was he famous?
Nearly famous. Nearly famous. You've heard of Karl Marx?
He invented communism, didn't he?
Right. Well, William Stickers didn't. But he'd have been Karl Marx if Karl Marx hadn't beaten him to it. Tell you what, tomorrow I'll show you. Come up about once a year just to pay me respects. Here he is. A great man.
What was the world unit?
It should have been Unite. They ran out of money before they did the E. It was a scandal. He was a hero of the working class. He would have fought in the Spanish Civil War, except he got on the wrong boat and ended up in Hull. Well, I'm going down to the shops. Want to come?
No, I'm going down Wobblers.
Righto. See you later.
See ya. Hello?
Just one miserable E. You'd have thought someone would have coughed up another sixpence, wouldn't you? What's your name, comrade?
John Maxwell.
John? And what year is it, John?
1994.
Ah, 1994? And have the downtrodden masses risen up in the glorious name of communism?
You mean like Russia and stuff? Like the Tsars?
No, not that. That was just the start. What's been happening since 1949? I expect the global revolution is well established by now. Yes, I mean, no one tells us anything in here.
Well, there's been a lot of revolutions, but it's not what you think. I tell you what, can you read a newspaper if I bring you one in?
Of course, but it's hard to turn the pages.
Are there many of you in here?
Oh, yes, but most of them don't bother. They aren't prepared to make the effort. They just stay in their graves. In their graves! Come on.
Can you, well, you know, walk around much? You could get into things for free.
We can't go far. It's not allowed.
No. I read in a book once that ghosts can't move much.
Ghost? I'm not a ghost! I'm just dead! Anyway, I don't believe in all that stupid metaphysical rubbish. Logical, rational thought, my boy. You remember that? And don't forget the newspaper.
For the first time, I noticed the cemetery had a leftover look, really. Behind it, there was the canal, which wasn't used anymore except as a rubbish dump. Old prams and busted televisions and erupting settees lined its banks like monsters from the garbage age. Because this is where we put all the stuff that didn't matter anymore.
Ghosts? No, they don't like to be called ghosts. It upsets them for some reason. I suppose it's not like calling people handicapped or backward.
Politically incorrect. I read about that.
What, do you mean they want to be called post-senior citizens?
Vertically disadvantaged.
What, you mean they're short?
No, Berry.
Look, you're not taking this seriously. One of them wanted a newspaper even, so I had to slip back during break. Look, I really saw them.
It might be something wrong with your eyes. Perhaps there's a medical
I saw
explanation.
this old film once with a man who had X-ray eyes. He used them to see right through things.
What, women's clothes and stuff?
Well, there weren't much of that.
I don't see through anything. I just see people who aren't there. I mean people other people don't see.
Mrs. Livett.
Oh, you frightened the life out of me.
I'm dying to teach you a new dance, the hip-hop. Hip-hop.
Hey, Tom, Sylvia, look at this.
Outrageous. Pictures of women in it altogether. Which might well be seen by respectable married ladies or young children.
They've got swimsuits on.
Swimming suits? Oh, I can see almost all of their legs.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Healthy bodies enjoying calisthenics in God-given sunlight. And very practical clothing too, I may say.
Practical, madam? I dread to think for what.
All right, you all come down there after school, right?
I can't. I promised I'd help my brother unload his van. Well, not exactly promise. He said he'd rip my arms off if I didn't.
All right, we'll meet at Big Mac's place then. 6 o'clock. That's right near the cemetery anyway.
But it'll be getting dark.
You're not scared, are you?
Me scared? Listen, I watched Night of the Killer Zombies 3 times with freeze frame.
Me scared. Ah!
Just look at this.
Close a cemetery? They can't do that.
Well, it'll be the death of us.
If you wanted to be somewhere frightening, then the Joshua and Clement block rated a lot higher on the scale than any cemetery. At least the dead didn't mug you. Everyone in the block seemed afraid. And mostly, they seemed afraid of one another.
Funny, really, when you think about it, Ollie.
What is?
There's a huge cemetery for all the dead people, and all the living people are crammed up in this thing. I mean, it sounds like someone got something wrong.
Right, guys?
What are you holding behind your back?
Nothing.
Big Mac.
Well, you never know.
Oh, leave them here.
All right.
Good afternoon, Councillor. This is a very happy occasion for all of us. The best possible use for the cemetery site. A most fortuitous association. For the benefit of the community at large, that is.
You don't anticipate, Miss Liberty, that there may still be a few problems?
No, I don't. And I'm not prepared to see a lot of jobs leave this town because of sentimentality and woolly thinking. So, should we go and have a look round?
Hey, look at this grave.
Yeah, dead impressive.
Oh, hello.
I like to laugh. In the old country, I did a magical entertainment for kiddies. The great Vicenti.
The old country.
The alive country.
You don't fool us. There's no one there.
And I did escapology too.
Escapology?
Escaping from things. Sacks and chains and handcuffs. Like the great Houdini. My greatest trick involved getting out of a locked sack underwater while wearing 20 feet of chain and 3 pairs of handcuffs.
Gosh, how often did you do that?
Nearly once.
Look, joke's over, okay? No one's taken in. Come on, time's getting on.
Oh, shut up. This is interesting.
And you are John Maxwell. The alderman told us about you.
Us?
Madam Chairman, I just wonder if perhaps there should have been, strictly speaking, a little more time for people to...
People to what?
Well, express their views.
I am the people. Are you trying to tell me I don't know what's good for this wretched town?
No, of course not.
Well, then you better learn to be open to new ideas.
He's not joking. Look at his face.
Come on, stop mucking about.
He's just trying to spook us. Well, it's not working. Come on, you lot, I'm up home.
Hang on. There's something odd.
You can't see them, can you? Look, they're all around us. But you can't see them.
The living generally cannot see the dead. It's for their own good, I expect.
Some of the older citizens do have a sentimental attachment to the cemetery.
Oh, rubbish. The place is a mess.
Absolutely.
What use is it? The new offices will be of immense benefit. People know this. Oh, I know they might moan. But sometimes, I'm afraid, you just have to tell people what's good for them.
Absolutely.
John Maxwell, we need to talk to you.
That's right. This is important.
What about?
This.
What?
It's holding itself open.
Perhaps it's just a freak wind.
I can't feel any wind.
That's why it's freaky. It's poltergeist activity.
What is the fat boy talking about? And what are you going to do about this? Now, what are you going to do about this?
We're not freaks. We're simply desperate. You've got to help us.
That's right. You've got to help.
From this home of ours,
Shut up!
But we must be prepared to face some very tough questions concerning the sacred nature of the site.
Sacred?
Councillor, please, look. There really is no need to worry. I can assure you that the graves will be properly deconsecrated before removal. You have my solemn word on that. Councillor, Councillor.
It says in this newspaper that the cemetery is going to be closed, going to be built on. Do you know about this?
Yes. Yes. Didn't you know?
Was someone supposed to tell us?
Johnny, what are they saying?
They're annoyed about the cemetery being built on. There's a story in the paper.
Hurry up! I can't hold it much longer. I am not as alive as I was.
Oh, this is our home. We have to be here. Supposing the day of judgment comes, what happens to us then, young man?
Some constituents have expressed concerns, Miss Liberty. They want to know what happens to people in graveyards if they get built on.
Councillor, I think I can reassure you on that point. Our operation will naturally include a programme of relocation. I mean, when the time's appropriate.
It's just that some of the voters are a little anxious.
Oh, for
that
heaven's sake,
perhaps...
man, stop worrying about trivia. The coffins will be dug up and put somewhere else. That's all there is to it. I'm not standing for that. £5, 7 shillings and 6pence I paid for my plot. I remember the document distinctly. Last resting place, it said. It didn't say, after 80 years, you'll be dug up and moved for a lot of clerks.
The lady in the hat is Mrs. Sylvia Liberty, died in 1914. Tireless suffragette. You know, they campaigned for votes for women. They used to chain themselves to railings and chuck eggs at policemen and throw themselves under the Prince of Wales' horse on Derby Day.
Wow.
But Mrs. Liberty got the instructions wrong and threw herself under the Prince of Wales instead. Killed outright. He was a very heavy man, I believe.
And how shaming to be sold for 5pence.
Well, that's a living for you. No thought for the downtrodden masses.
So what are you going to do about it, eh? What are you going to do about it?
Oh, no, not me. It's not my fault. I like this place too. The council said it costs too much to keep up. It's not up to me.
Well, I don't see why not. I mean, after all, you're the only one that can see and hear us.
We don't stand the ghost of a chance.
No one else takes any notice.
We've been trying all
Now,
day.
people walking their dogs, they just hurry away. No, there's only you. So you must go to this council and tell them that we won't be moved.
We shall not be moved.
We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved.
No,
We shall not be
please.
moved. We shall not be
I
moved.
can't do anything.
We shall
I'm
not be
only
moved.
12.
We shall not be moved. We
People
shall not be
don't
moved.
listen.
We shall not
They
be
just
moved.
don't.
We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved.